what's up, everybody? So, man, what a fun night that was. I thoroughly enjoyed Clemson's first game of the year. What a disaster all the way around. I would have made a video last night, but it was too late and I was beyond pissed, so probably wouldn't have been too smart. But man, third year in a row that we've been lied to by the coaches and the staff in the preseason and the hype train and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we were lied to. Nothing has changed. The offensive scheme is exactly the same, which is massively worrisome. There is absolutely no shots, or almost no shots downfield, and practically no shots in the middle of the field, which is where successful passing games hit. And man, just there's a lot to dissect. It was, I don't know, every year I feel like we get shocked in one of these games. In 21, it was the Georgia game, and then the NC State game, just kind of like, man, the offense just shocked us at how bad they were. And then last year, of course, we had a better and improved earlier season. And then by the end of the year, other than that North Carolina game, just flatlining. The crowd at the South Carolina game was in utter disrepair. I mean, just absolutely astonished at how bad and how many mistakes Clemson was making. Same thing against Tennessee and same thing against Duke. Nothing has improved. Now, it is game one for Riley, but I mean, I'm sitting here wondering if he even was able to call the plays yesterday. Was that Dabo's system he's being forced to run? It was an absolute disaster. And of course, the whole transfer portal thing is going to come back to bite us, which we all knew. But man, there's just a lot to it. But as we get into the game, congratulations to Duke. We knew they were a veteran team. We knew they were good. We knew they were capable of beating Clemson, but I don't think anybody thought they were capable of beating Clemson by 21 points. So, congrats to them. They did play pretty good. I'm not going to say they played outstanding or anything, but they did do more than enough. They were absolutely the better team. And, man, when the game started, there was just so much anticipation, so much hype. We were pumped. I was probably more excited than I've been in a couple years. I mean, I was excited for 2021 because I didn't know what was coming. Last year I was a little bit optimistic, but not like, oh yeah, we fixed it. But going into this year, on the offensive side, after hiring Garrett Riley and having the veterans come back, Cade starting quarterback, you've got one of the best running back duos in the country, supposedly improved receiving core. Of course, yeah, I was like, man, okay, let's get back to it. Let's get back to where we were offensively, or close to it. Let's get back to that high-powered, throw the ball down the field, run the ball down the field offense that just made it look easy. And instead, we saw flashes of it. No, don't get me wrong. As everybody probably saw, Clemson outgained Duke by a decent amount and had way more first downs, way more possession, all the stuff that you should have if you win. But for the third time in 4 games, all 3 of those losses, the mistakes were just out of this world. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like there was this many mistakes in the Tennessee or in the South Carolina game last year, but it's just not getting fixed. It's just not getting fixed. It got worse. And the playoff shot is less than 1% now. The ACC championship, or winning the ACC, even get to the ACC championship, is probably like 10%. I mean, that's the type of game that just punches you in the gut. And there's a lot of underlying factors that everybody's been worried about that definitely most likely had something to do with the loss. Now, obviously, like I said, we outgained them. We did everything we should have to be able to win by a couple scores. But to get to the red zone 4 times and have 5 times, I think, 5 or 6 times, and have 1 touchdown is mind-bogglingly unacceptable. It's high school level. It's it's bottom team high school level. The high school I went to, we were terrible in football when I was there. Only won 2 games the whole time I was there. That's what it looked like. That's what the gameplay on offense looked like. They could actually move it sometimes, but they always found a way to turn the ball over and to fail to get points. And that is exactly what happened. And I don't know how you fix it. You just got to hammer in the fundamentals. But the offensive scheme was not great. It was vanilla. Just like what we saw, I don't get it. With DJ in 2020, when he started those 2 games against Notre Dame and Boston College, they opened it up. They had him taking shots downfield, hitting the middle of the field consistently. They were playing it wide open. And then when he starts, they cut the playbook and make it as simple as possible. And they did the same thing with Cade. And it's mind-boggling. If it's something that Dabo's doing, having control of the offense or the offensive scheme, that he's failed. The Dabo way has failed in epic fashion. He wanted to do things his way with the staff, with the game plan, with the NIL, with the which I don't have a problem with the NIL right now, but with the transfers, he wanted to do it his way, take no transfers, not get experience, and it's just all come back to bite him. And it's hard to see where we go from here. I think we can definitely have some improvement the next 2 weeks because we do have Charleston Southern and Florida Atlantic, and we have every opportunity to improve before Florida State comes in a few weeks. But I have absolutely no faith that they're going to do it, because they haven't. 2 years in a row, they haven't made the changes that are blatantly obvious. The receiving core is atrocious, and Dabo said, no, we're not going to go to the transfer portal. I don't care. We're doing it my way. These are good kids. I don't care if we don't succeed, as long as it's my way. If we fail, it'll be failed my way, but I'm not selling out or whatever. I don't know what his mindset is. And I do respect a lot of that. I respect taking care of the players. I do think that he is absolutely looking out for them. But, when you're getting paid $10 million a year to win, you can't let your pride get in the way and go get obliterated by one of the worst football programs of all time, regardless of how good their team is this year. They had 2 4-stars on their roster. Clemson has, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Clemson has the highest blue chip ratio they've had under Dabo. I thought I saw that. I know it's up there. And this is what we get. There's no excuse, no optimism going forward. The expectations were college football playoff, and now they're just to somehow win 10 games again. And it's just very, very upsetting. We were very excited for it, but there's nothing we can do but to support the team. We'll see what we look like. The defense didn't play terrible. They did have some big plays they gave up, but they're when your offense is doing absolutely nothing and turning the ball over, it definitely kills a lot of momentum, a lot of will in the defense, which is what you saw late when they just couldn't do it anymore. But man, still a lot of improvement there. Still a lot of tackling we got to do better. Don't even get me started on special teams. It's an absolute disaster. It's just very sad that this is the state of Clemson football, that Dabo has left us in. It kind of reminds me of Spurrier's last year at South Carolina. You know, it's just not. I don't know. It seems like the will and the care and the will to do what's needed to do to win big is gone from Dabo. So we'll see what can happen. The team has the talent to win out. I mean, they have the talent to win out. Florida State looks amazing, but Clemson's more talented than Florida State, in my opinion, in a good bit of the positions. But Florida State's much better coached right now, and they do have a bunch of transfer veterans who are showing Dabo what can happen there. So not looking forward to the Florida State game right now, but, you know, anything can happen. I mean, nobody thought we were going to get blown out by Duke, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know where we're at. I just had to get on here and rant for a little bit. But best was the standard. It's not anymore. The dynasty is dead. The college football playoff era of Clemson is dead. Could all be revived, but we'll have to see what happens.